What's up? What's up? What's up? It's DIY the Grappler back on the scene, for another video. So real quick, disclaimer, I'm brand new at this. I'm not claiming to be an expert. What I'm doing is just sharing my experiences. You know what I'm saying? I'm studying, sharing my experiences here. I'm going to be kind of explaining a little bit. If you really want to see like the process of these, these dry pours, the way I've been kind of gathering all this information and putting it into my own little deal, kind of like how, Bruce Lee did things, take what's the best and take what's useful, make it your own. So I'm kind of losing my train of thought here, but yeah, so I'm over here compacting real quick I'm a problem solver. So it's just me by nature. So, if I'm thinking about these problems here, some of the problems that we're running into is these air pockets and these air voids. So by compacting, it's helping solve that issue, that little problem there. And so that's what I'm doing here. I believe that now the deeper I get, it's very important to take away these air pockets, try to mitigate, reduce these air pockets, because as you start watering it, even in a wet pour, if there's a gang of, air pockets, what happens is those air bubbles start rising to the top, making little, what do they call it, scaling and different things, spalling, it starts making these little things. My first one, so here I'm showing you, I should have showed before, it actually went down. I poured the dry pour on top of the concrete and it was raised up. It actually went down after I compacted, meaning there was a gang of air pockets in there. So in my first slab, this is my fourth slab here. My first slab, I messed up. I messed up completely. I was brand new. I'm learning through trial and error. What I did was I put the dry pour down, and then I bought like straight cement, cement, not however you want to word it, tomato. I'd be saying cement, and then when I talk in real life, I'm saying cement. So anyway, that's besides the point. So I use cement, and cement alone is like weak. Cement alone is super weak. It's the guy, the super high level guy, I actually studied this guy. He actually made a video earlier. I watched it earlier. It was super cool. I think it was real informative, man. I actually like study him and the way he does his stuff, man. And it was cool. He was like trying to be like, shoot out some information, which I thought that was real cool. But so I learned the hard way where I'm like, okay, cool. If concrete consists of sand, cement, and aggregates, which is rocks, I'm like, why not put some more cement in there? Why not put cement on the top? Because it'll be good. So I did that, and what happens is I put that cement on the top, and it just flaked away. So by the next day, okay, I understand like scaling and spalling and stuff like this. Some of this stuff happens over time, but it shouldn't be happening like the next day, And I'm seeing, from doing the research that the scaling, happens a lot from, freeze thaw type of cycles. Where fortunately I'm here in Florida, what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just having fun with this. This isn't like, which is, for me, I'm not in this whole thing. I'm just having fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm having fun. Which is stronger? I don't know. Probably wet pour is probably stronger. So I feel like this. My thing as a problem solver, I'm trying to solve these problems of like air pockets, dry pour weakness, and what other issues was there? The finish and the edging and all this stuff that's kind of like problems with dry pour. I'm thinking this, because my first slab is strong, the second slab is super strong. I'm still doing my curing. I'm working on the third. The third is still in the curing process. I'm thinking this, okay, maybe wet pour could hold an airplane. Let's say it like that. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe even something bigger than that. Say, I'm just using this as an example, an airplane. Then the dry pour can hold like a tank, maybe. Like how strong? I just need it strong enough for a driveway. That's all I want to do. So I'm trying to figure out ways for my own personal thing. You know what I'm saying? It's me. This isn't really me against anybody or me trying to. I'm just taking in information. Like I said, I'm new with this. So any information I get, because I get good comments, I get the bad comments. The good comments, I'm like, cool, man. The bad, comments, oh man, why you did? I'm just like, for me, it's funny because one, it's like YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So we're like probably across the country from each other, and everybody has opinions, which is cool. It's not even only opinions; it's opinions, insight, knowledge. So when they do comment and I do hear these things, I think it's cool. I'm like, all right, good man. I don't get my emotions are completely out of this thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to gather information. I like to dry pour as a problem solver. I'm trying to solve the problem of the weakness. I just want a driveway. You know what I'm saying? I want a driveway. I want to figure out, how to do it. Maybe I'm going to do it half wet, half dry, to maybe even like 75, maybe even like this, 80% wet pour and like 20% dry pour. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe I'll just go full dry pour. Maybe, we'll see how it is. Cause I like, the finish isn't the same as the other ones. Maybe like a wet pour, with the broom and stuff like this. But I kind of like that little, oh, so look, boom, I'm getting way off the video right here. So I had screeded it, I put it down, and then look what happens when I started vibrating the sides. When I hit the sides, it sunk down. You could probably rewind the video because I was looking off in the air. I wasn't even paying attention to the video. I was just talking. But it actually went down. So if I would have went ahead, I screeded, and this is from my past little few slabs I did. I screeded it. It was level. Everything was great, And when I started hitting it and knocking out the voids, it sunk down. So just imagine if I would have left it like that, and then I would have went ahead and wet it and started curing it, the whole deal. And what happens is those little air pockets would have came to the top and started busting little air bubbles out the top. And then all of a sudden, now you see the top of your dry pour slab or whatever you got going on. There's little, air bubbles that it's like they flaked away. Now you got dips inside of your your slab or whatever is clever. So I'm here, and I just really let me get back to the video because I'm starting to get way off subject here. So I'm here to share my experiences, and if I can help anybody, I'm trying to help. So take your time when it comes to the screeding. So anyway, back to this. I don't even know if I explained this sand mix. So some high level dude commented on my thing, and he was talking about, look, use sand mix, not mortar mix. The sand mix is 5,000 psi. He says that they use it for like driveways and sidewalks anyway. He was talking about some kind of acrylic something that he was talking about. I forgot, but not weird, man. Hey, if you're watching, I appreciate your information. He deleted all his comments because homeboy was like, buddy was like, I was like, hey, check this out. I know you're probably not with the dry pour, but if you were to do it, how would you do a driveway? And buddy, he like laid out this whole plan for a dry pour driveway, and I was like, dang, man, I really appreciated it. So I went to go tell my old lady and my wife, and I was like, hey, this high level concrete guy said, and I went to go look, and all the comments were deleted. I'm not sure if maybe something happened where they were like, hey, you're liable if something. Like, I'm not going to, like, we're on the internet, so I'm not going to come, try to be like liable for, come at sue anybody for information. I actually appreciate any information. So I don't know if that's the case or not. I don't know. I'm still speculating, but I'm like, why did he delete all his comments? I don't know if his buddy's like, hey, don't support that dry pour stuff, whatever. So homeboy he was super experienced. He gave me some information, and he's the one that said about this sand mix. So I've been using, rapid set mortar mix, which I think is great too. It's 6,000 PSI. They use that particular mortar mix to fix concrete in buildings and walls. And I've seen people, I believe, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to, but I believe foundations, I've seen them, use it for fixing like concrete and sidewalks and stuff like this. So 6,000 PSI. This sand mix is 4,000 PSI. I mean, no, 5,000 PSI. So the mix I'm using, the concrete mix I'm using is 4,000 PSI. This is 6,000 PSI. It does actually have a gray color. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Maybe you like the gray color. I've actually had other people comment, hey, what's up? They don't really like the tan color. So this one's gray. So I'm just screeding, and just some, word of advice. Take time with the screeding, even if you're going to do it the regular dry pour way, because I'm seeing, a lot of people doing it. I'm not judging. We're all new. I'm brand spanking new too. So if I can help somebody a little bit with the dry pour, I'm not a wet pour expert at all. And I'm not a dry pour expert either. You know what I'm saying? I'm just showing you from my experiences here, which I've been getting some solid finishes and some solid, solid toppings here where there's no rocks because I'm either using the sand mix. Now the sand mix, you got to think about this. So if concrete is sand, cement, and rocks, this sand mix is sand and cement. So it's not like cement. If we put cement on the top, it's going to flake away like the straight cement. And I did that. I made that mistake on my first slab where I had to chip it all the way and then I, put the mortar mix over it. So, problem solving here, compacting, taking out the air voids, trying to compact, hitting the sides, which they do in wet pour anyway. They vibrate the sides to take all the air pockets out. Take your time with the screeding, even if you don't decide to use any kind of mortar mix, which I got from Teddy Zane, topping it with mortar. Now I don't even know the guy's name. He I'm experimenting with this sand mix where I'm trying to make my way to the driveway to see what's best. It's actually cheaper. Money's not an issue, for me, but it's actually cheaper than the mortar mix. The mortar mix is like what, 17, 18 bucks. This is like $7 a bag. So it's cheaper, and that, like I said, that's not the issue. So I think I missed the whole thing. So look, what I did was I put the dry pour down. Then I put some, the old pavers I'm trying to get rid of again, and then I wet it. I wet the bottom side of it, which I got from another guy. I forgot the guy's name, but I wet the bottom so it can kind of soak all the way through. So I'm starting. The ground was wet ish. You know what I'm saying? Then I put the dry pour in. Then I wet that. Put in, topped it again with more dry pour. Wet it. That's what you can just kind of see at the top of this form is kind of wet a little bit, which is cool because you'll see at the end it didn't affect my finish at all. Damn, I'm already to the end of the video already. Another thing I'm noticing with the roller finish, before I would kind of let it just glide over there by itself, but what I was noticing, it was dipping into the mix. So now I'm rolling it, but I'm slightly pulling it up a little bit to get a clean finish. So there's no rocks, and that, whatever floats your boat. If you guys like the rocks, if you don't like the rocks, that's good. That's cool. Me, I'm just my personal thing. I just want strength. I want it to last, and I don't mind the sand mix. Like I said in the last video, I'm gonna be getting an angle grinder to go ahead and grind down all the angles and make it smooth because I'm not using the edger. So I'm gonna use the angle grinder, grind out all the edges, and rocks are gonna go in between here. But I'm using the cross hatching here. I forgot a couple videos. I forgot what it was, but now I remember. It's called like cross hatching, where it's kind of just boom, give it a nice, clean, little smooth finish. So yeah, I'm just here sharing my experiences. Some trial and error. It's kind of like if I fail and someone else could kind of learn from my failure, then that's cool. And I've done it too. In many different things. Like that's what sensei means is the one that went before you. So and now. Fortunate we're in a time where we have the internet. You know what I'm saying? Where the internet is cool. It depends how you use it. If you use it, there's just so much information at your fingertips. Where maybe back in the day, it would have took me, 20 years to learn jujitsu. Even though not the jujitsu, you got to have somebody. But 20 years to even learn anything about concrete. And then boom, it's at your fingertips. And I'm still learning. There's so much information about it. So anyway, here's a little clean finish right here. Using the sand mix. It's 5,000 PSI, not 6,000 like the mortar mix. It's kind of cool. I like it. I'm still going to use the burlap, AKA towel method to go ahead. And, here I'm starting the curing process. So I did wet the bottom of it. I made this yesterday, yesterday. I've just got done I'm editing it right now, matter of fact. But I'd wet the bottom of it. So the middle, so I could solve that problem of the middle being, the middle and the bottom being wet. And then I put the sand mix on top to get the clean finish, so there's not a bunch of aggregate and rocks popping out. Which in my case, I'm just not really into it. That's not what I'm looking for. And I'm gonna cure it. I continue to cure it, and
wow,
that's it. I'm gonna put the burlap, the towel, aka the towel, on there, and I'm just waiting for it to harden up at first. So right here, yeah. There was a gang of mosquitoes right here, so I'm like, oh man, these Florida mosquitoes I was putting on off and this repellent, and I'm like, man, these mosquitoes did not care. They don't care here in Florida. They're just whatever. So here's the next day, today, matter of fact, and I took the towel off so I can show you guys. It's still curing here. It's still kind of, moist from the towel, which the towel thing, deal actually helps you out from not having to come out like so much every hour. What you do is, missed it a few times, and I just lost track. I'm going to use the little deal here to scrape that off, the form. I'm going to leave this on for, 7 days anyway before I take the form off. But you missed it a few times, come out and feel it, and what I do is I made a mistake where on my first I put my finger in it and it dipped into because it wasn't hard yet. So what I'm doing nowadays is I'm going ahead and pressing the excess that fell off the side that's getting wet. I'm just pressing on that a little bit, and I'm like, okay, if that's hard, then I'm good to go. Then I go ahead and put my, my towels, aka burlap towel, whatever you want to, pull a little bit of bird poop for good luck right there. I'm like, man, the bird, it's a little good luck for my slab. I'm trying to get it off. Doesn't want to get off, but it's all good for some good luck there. And another thing I'm realizing, I'm running out of time here. So, I probably have to talk about it in another video, but that's it. Bada bing, bada boom. Another little paver. Got the burlap deal. I forgot what Buddy said. He goes, if you care about your concrete, you'll water it. I forgot who. I don't know. I don't know exactly who it was. It was that expert guy. He never responded to me. The dude was like a professor. The guy I was talking about in the last few videos. The guy's like a professor of of concrete. But I'm still learning from all these other guys too, man. Like even the ones, just their knowledge is super cool. I'm open minded. I'm not sitting here saying I know everything. Still watering the other ones for good luck. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, another video. Thanks for watching. I'm still going to continue this pathway. I'm just going to be, documenting my, my little journey right here to this dry pour plus some other stuff. Appreciate you watching. Peace.